Welcome to Cooke School and Institute's new building on Madison Avenue. I'm Michael Eaton. I serve as the Vice President of Advancement. So it's been a while since we've been at the school, so a ton has changed. We're going to just take an informal tour in process. Whether this is your first time viewing or you've seen it before, it's really going to feel like your first time.
For 30 years, Cooke dreamt of opening their very own new school building. In 2020, we now have that school that we dreamt of. A school that was designed with our students' needs specifically in mind. A school that's fully accessible for everyone due to the full ADA compliance. I want to mention a few things that truly set this building apart. Most importantly, that make it the best learning environment possible for our students. This new building is a K-12 school with a variety of age-appropriate classrooms and learning spaces. It has a full, large-capacity elevator, a regulation-sized gymnasium, which is also a theater with state-of-the-art sound and lighting systems. We have an outdoor learning lab, including a rooftop playground. There are many safety features, including netting around our outdoor spaces, full ADA-compliant bathrooms, showers, multiple entries and exit ways. Not to mention all the gathering spaces like the gym to invite community partners in to share and allow us to host our entire community for large-scale events.
There's a few features to mention outside. Since I was last here, the canopy's been installed, the lighting's all been installed. You can see the channel glass along the front, and the sidewalks are new. And there's a few spots along the way where we hope to be installing 6 trees soon. Wow, so a lot's changed. Looks really great. Last time I was here, there wasn't even any lighting in the space. So it's nice to see the bright entrance and how open this feels. There's glass all the way through that you can see straight through to the back of the gymnasium and the back of the building. This new building allows Cooke to move 3 of our old spaces into this one new one. So our former grammar school, our former academy, and our administrative offices, including Cooke Institute. But once you enter the building, it's actually 2 separate towers. So each morning, K through 12 will be walking through these doors coming into this lobby. Each has their own stairwell that's separate from each other. This is the amazing new elevator that is the center of the building all the way on all floors. This can actually fit an entire cohort of students at one time if needed. Also, more importantly, this is Cooke's first fully ADA compliant building. This is one of the 2 nurses' offices in the building. Each tower has their own, and each nurse's office has a full bathroom with a shower. And welcome to the Creative Arts Room. So we've come just off the lobby behind me. This is meant to be an incredibly flexible creative arts space. It could be used for music, drama therapy, we can have a stage in here. It can also be used as multiple classrooms, and all the divider walls in the building are also whiteboards. We mentioned the channel glass from outside. Here you can see it's translucent, but provides privacy from the street. This side of the channel glass, if you look as the opposite side of the lobby, actually does not have the insulation in the middle, so you can actually see people as they walk through to the lobby. So to orient you, this channel glass is all at street level. This is the opposite side of the creative arts space. This is the administrative suite. There'll be some of the school leaders combined with the business office all in one location.
This conference room is the perfect place for the Cooke Institute to host both in-person and virtual coaching sessions with teachers. It's also a great place to host webinars worldwide.
So this 2-level design with the channel glass allows light from the street to get down into the lower level of the administrative office. This is the cafeteria space. This is the 2nd largest whole group space in the building. It's also a multi-use educational space with dividers and lots of technology. The rooms each have their own entrance when it's divided into 2 spaces. You can see one smartboard has already been installed. Another one will be installed here. And then this is a really fun part. This drop-down screen with a projector on the ceiling. We actually have 6 full kitchens, including 2 off the cafeteria. These are teaching kitchens. These specifically, these 2, are for the K through 8 students. And then there's a reheating station for the students' lunches. One of my favorite features, I have to show you, is the school store. This is the room that everybody's been waiting for. This is Cooke's first gymnasium. We have never had a gymnasium in any of our schools before. The students are going to love this. The gymnasium is a full-size high school regulation basketball court. Bleachers on one side and team benches on the other with scoreboards on both ends. All of the Cooke students will be able to enjoy this new space for phys ed and movement classes. With the adjustable height basketball hoops, all ability levels will be able to play at any time. I like to geek out of the technology, so I love the fact that there's an automated divider so that we can host multiple classes in this space at the same time. This new court is ideal for the Cooke alumni versus Cooke student basketball game that takes place every year. For the first time ever, Cooke has a space to host all of the Cooke community at one time. With 500 people seated here in theater seating, we still have room for our fully ADA compliant stage, as well as a drop-down screen that's 20 feet by 30 feet with a projector up above for any kind of special events. We could have our dances, drama nights, ring days, all the commencements with extended family in this space for the first time.
Not only are there a drop-down screen and projector, but there's also state-of-the-art stage lighting for our musicals and plays, and a sensory-friendly audio system. This space is so much more than just a gym.
As a companion to the new gymnasium, we also have 2 locker rooms. This is the ladies' room, I believe, full sinks. We have a fully ADA compliant shower, the wheelchair accessible, and a second shower, as well as enough stalls that a teacher could actually bring an entire cohort in to use the restroom if needed. Okay, this is the first time I've seen this room with any color in it. It looks amazing. This is a lower school classroom. You could tell by the way some of the cabinets are built. Every room has millwork in it, every classroom in the building. But the lower school classrooms have their own specific millwork, and they also have a sink. For the first time ever, Cooke school classrooms actually have their own breakout space within every classroom. So if you need to do a small group or a one-on-one session, it can happen right inside the room. All the related service providers can be part of the classroom. I mentioned from the outside that each of the classrooms has a unique color window. You can see in the afternoons, this actually gets the sun shining in with a blue line across the floor. It's pretty amazing. And then this is the bay window. If you can stand or sit in the cubby, you can actually see up and down Madison Avenue for several blocks. So this is one of the lower school hallways. Each one has benches along the sides, as well as a drinking fountain, a water bottle filling station, and then boys and girls bathrooms on each hallway. But then, as I mentioned, the towers, these are the dividing doors that go up the 3 stories, dividing the lower middle school from the upper school, and the elevator shaft is in the middle. And as you look over here, you can see another water fountain, water bottle filling station, as well as upper school lockers. So the lockers are for the 9 to 12 only. And as you look down the hallway, each of the ends of the hallways has the stairwells. So this is the dedicated stairwell for the 9 to 12 or upper school students. So I was just admiring one of the breakout spaces. This is a typical upper school classroom. A little bit different style of millwork, a little different than the lower school that you would see because the upper school has their own lockers in the hallway. And this is the first time I've seen yellow. Every classroom has a different color throughout the building. Teachers' desks, and then you can see as we walk over, their blinds are in process, as are lots of things in this space. But a couple of things I want to mention. These lights are part of our environmentally friendly approach to the technology. And so they're a light harvesting system that are not only motion sensitive, so they come on and off as people enter or leave the room, but they adjust automatically with the light coming in from the windows throughout the day. Not only is there soundproofing, but the lights also adjust to keep a constant level of light all day long. By design, the architects maximized the ceiling heights in the classrooms. The infrastructure for technology, the heating and cooling, as well as the fresh air exchange systems have all been installed in the hallway ceilings to maximize the height of the classrooms. Another thing that all the teachers will be thrilled to hear is that each and every classroom has its own heating and cooling system in it. So you control your own thermostat in every classroom. Okay, again, more color. I'm loving the green. This is lower school science room. And we didn't mention this in the other classrooms, but each classroom in the building has a new smartboard with whiteboards on either side. And then the hanging strips are for all the student artwork or projects that we're working on in each classroom. One of the design features that everybody loves is that both of the science rooms open to the outdoor space on the second floor. It allows for both learning in the classroom as well as outside. Oh, this space is looking great. This is the second floor rooftop outdoor space, which is primarily going to be used for lower middle school outdoor recreation time. This is one of the 3 occupational therapy and physical therapy spaces in the building. In the OT-PT spaces, the ceilings are different. So the ceilings are a little bit higher. There's extra soundproofing, and we've exposed the I-beams for the equipment for therapy to be hung from. Loving the windows and the view. We're in the OT-PT space for the upper school, and this is basically the center of the building on the back side. What you see here, this X, this cross, is a truss system that was built and designed by the architects for 2 purposes. One, it allowed us to have a full-size gymnasium without any support beams in it. So we have full floor-to-ceiling clearance. For future thinking and planning, we made the investment in the building now for potential for expansion later. When Cooke purchased the site for this building, there was a height restriction in our deed. We knew that from the very beginning and knew that we could fit our entire school into the 55,000 square feet. However, in the building process, we realized that there was a potential for that height restriction to be lifted later. So Cooke wisely decided to build into the infrastructure the potential to expand 1 or 2 floors in the future. This would allow us to save money by having to retrofit later.
Our related service providers are all vital to teaching students essential skills, like how to communicate effectively, how to regulate their bodies, and how to develop friendships. Our new building helps us support the work of these therapists through a variety of spaces. So whether it's group therapy, small group therapy, or one-to-one sessions, or meetings with parents, our related service providers have the necessary space.
Okay, this is the first time I've seen the millwork in here and the appliances. So I mentioned downstairs in the cafeteria that we were going to have 6 teaching kitchens. We have 2 downstairs. There's 3 more in this space. Those will be the ranges, there's dishwashers, but one of the things that we've never had before for our adaptive skills lessons is we've never actually had a Deli Living Lab apartment. This is Cooke's very first Deli Living Lab apartment. A little hard to tell right now as the dryer is sitting in the middle of the room, but this will have a full kitchen, a full living room, a full bedroom, and then behind us is the washer, dryer, and a full bathroom with a shower. Again, this actually has more square footage than some of our New York apartments.
We can teach individuals or small groups of students in this attached classroom space just off the apartment and just off the Deli Living Labs, while also teaching a separate group in this new Deli Living Lab model apartment.
This is Cooke's first dedicated classroom for yoga that will serve our K through 12 students. It's really incredible, and the floor is great. Just taking in the view, it's amazing that we have trees on 3 sides of the building, and there's actually a small park that's shared with the community behind the building, and then Madison Avenue is on the front. So it's amazing green space. I'll show you more from the rooftop. This is one of the 2 stairwells in the building. This one's dedicated to the lower middle school. You can see as you come up the stairwell from the street level all the way to the 5th story rooftop space, there are windows throughout. The windows in the tower allow natural light not only into the stairwells, but they also flow all the way through into every hallway on each of the stories. Each one has this glass door with a wall of glass, allowing natural light to flow into the hallways where the lockers and restrooms are. And then at the very top, there's a skylight. I'll show you. Wow. Okay. Look at this play space. This is practically a full-size soccer field. It's crazy. The fencing and netting is all required by city code so that we are allowed to have balls up here and we're able to play. It's supposed to be unclimbable fence. This is actually the first time I've seen these in place. These are a rubber tile that actually have multiple layers underneath to allow for the drainage. There's a very sophisticated water system as part of our environmentally friendly system that holds water that runs off the roof. And this is the pergola. This is the first time I've seen this as well. It's actually fantastic. Plan to have some outdoor seating, maybe grow some plants from science class, up the trellis. It really is beautiful and will provide some nice shade along the way. So this outdoor rooftop space will be an amazing opportunity for outdoor playtime, classrooms that need to get some outdoor space without having to venture out of the building, still have a safe space to go. But it also is a good place to illustrate. I mentioned the two towers. Here's where the top of the lower middle school dedicated staircase is. And then on this side, you see the upper school dedicated staircase. And then in the very middle, that separates the whole building, separates both towers, is the elevator. Allows us to go from the lower level all the way up to the 5th story rooftop. And here we are in the middle of Manhattan, and we have trees surrounding our school. It's like living in the treetops up here. It's really amazing.